Alright, what is going on, guys? It's Apollo 1, and today we are back with a brand new Call of Duty Black Ops 4 multiplayer gameplay today to discuss some pretty interesting things that I guarantee will be of importance for you if you're interested in knowing about this Black Ops 4 multiplayer experience. We have a lot to cover, so I really want to get to the point here relatively quickly. But first off, I want to say a massive thank you to Activision and Treyarch for sending me out to Los Angeles to be at the community reveal that took place today in person. It was a ton of fun. I really had a great time, and it was an absolutely amazing experience. So, you know, mad props to the entire production team that put everything together. It was a fantastic venue, and it really went over quite well. But they dropped a ton of information on us, and we're going to be covering that piece by piece right here on Carnage. So, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Before we get any further, make sure to smash that like button, and of course, if you're new to Carnage Clan, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Stick around for more content. We're going to be bringing you a lot of stuff leading up to the beta, during the beta, and of course, at launch. This is going to be a fantastic year, and I don't think you're not going to want to be around for the ride. So, this gameplay that you're watching, by the way, in the background, it's not too bad gameplay. It's on Domination. This is one of my first games. It's on the map Contraband. As you can see, it's pretty vibrant. It's pretty colorful. Plays very well. It holds up to the expectations of a Treyarch map. I think it's a good map. It's relatively small, so it's not, you know, big or anything, and that plays true for almost all of the maps in this game. Apparently, the ones that we played were all small, and apparently all the other maps that we didn't get to see are also very small, so that's really exciting. So that's that. I also get an attack helicopter at one point, so there's some exciting moments throughout this gameplay. You gotta take in mind, it's one of my first games ever, and we're also playing a bunch of other YouTubers, so it's pretty experienced players, and it's difficult to do well. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump in to the 5 things you most likely missed in Black Ops 4 up to this point. The first one that makes me the most sad, probably, is the fact that kills are no longer counted as of now, at least in the scoreboard in game. Most likely they are counted in a place, possibly in the combat record or on leaderboards, something along the lines of that. But in game, from what we know right now, the scoreboards do not count kills. It does not keep track of them at all in any of the game modes that we played. Instead of that, it actually tracks something called damage, and damage is just it keeps track of how much you've dealt. So even if you don't get a kill, it will record, you know, the damage you've done, you know, an assist basically from an enemy. So that's the new kind of kills in the game, which to me is extremely unfortunate. It makes me very sad because I really like to be able to see how many kills you're able to get in the game. To me, that was a negative, unfortunately. I don't know the real reason on why that was done that way. I feel that that's an important aspect of a first-person shooter, but apparently they didn't, and they feel that there's a collective reasoning on why that wasn't necessary anymore, and that's okay, I guess. But kills and deaths aren't not counted. Deaths, like I said, I don't think they were counted from what I remember. They weren't on any of the scoreboards, so that was quite interesting, but I'm sure there's going to be a way to track it in combat record or leaderboards. But moving on to the second thing, the next thing is actually quite interesting. So the way the specialists work in this game is a lot different. The first thing that I should mention is there's 8 known specialists, according to Charlie Intel, that are in the game as of now. Those are Battery, Crash, Ajax, Recon, Torque, Ruin, Firebreak, and Seraph. A lot of these have returned from Black Ops 3. A lot of them are also new. So I got to play with, you know, one of the new ones is Torque, one's Recon. Recon looks a lot like a traditional Call of Duty, like, soldier. Torque is a really cool buff guy. He has like longer hair. He's a pretty cool character. I used him several times, and what's really interesting about specialists is when you go into the game right before the game starts and you know, pick a class setup and all that kind of stuff, like part of that process is actually picking the specialist that you want to run as. And here's where it gets interesting. You can only play as a single specialist in a game. Like there's only, out of your teammates, there can only be one of each specialist. So once a specialist has been selected and chosen, it is no longer up for grabs to be able to be played or selected in that game unless it's changed or something. So I thought that was really interesting. That is definitely a different aspect of this game than we've seen in the past. You know, in the past, obviously there could be multiple of a certain specialist. There can be, and it's selected, you know, prior to the game. This time, it's part of almost your creative class. Like once you get into the actual match, and you have to select it, and it's really really a race. So if you really like a specialist, you have to be quick on your feet to select it as fast as possible before it gets taken by somebody else. All right, so the next thing that makes this even more interesting, the third thing that you probably missed is that this game is 5v5. 6v6 is no longer a part of Call of Duty as of now. There's only 5v5 modes. Every single match, every single game mode, from what we know right now, is 5v5. The 6v6 traditional count is no longer there, which at first was a major concern for me because I'm a major advocate of ground war, and I honestly wanted to see Call of Duty as a series expand the player count in matches because like I said, go for kills, and that's why I'm also disappointed about the kills. But I go for kills, and I like to be able to get a lot of kills, and I like action. I like constantly getting multi-kills, triple kills, all that kind of stuff. And to see the game reduced from 12 people to 10 was a little concerning at first. However, I will say, from the times that I've played, it did not really run slow. I didn't really notice, and because the reason why that is because of the maps being so small in this game. So that's a plus, but major, and important for you to remember. The next thing, guys, is health. As you guys know, obviously you probably didn't miss this, there is a new manual health regen system. I'm not gonna really get into that, but you basically have to regen your health manually. However, this is the more important thing to understand, is that health is no longer at 100. It's actually set to 150. 150 health is the new standard in Call of Duty, and that's why the TTK, or time to kill, is longer, and it takes longer to kill. I really didn't notice it being that much of an issue. The biggest thing that adds to that frustration, if you don't like that time to kill being longer, is the fact that armor in the game is a gear set that you can put on, and it really is like a ballistic vest, but it's not a support kill streak like it was in Modern Warfare 3. It's something that you can equip and is on all the time, every life, and it definitely makes it a lot more difficult to get like kills, and I've noticed that as a frustration, but honestly it's just gonna take time to get used to, and it's really not that big of a deal. The last thing is the PlayStation deal. Guys, there's something going on between PlayStation and Activision. We don't know exactly what it is, but I was talking to Charlie Intel and a couple other sources and even things that I noticed that, PlayStation was obviously recognized as the partner. They mentioned them as a partner and that they were happy to have them. They were obviously PlayStation 4s being used at the event to record all of this gameplay. However, at the end of the trailers, there was no mention of exclusivity. There was really no mention of anything in regards to PlayStation 4, which there has always been in the past. Every single trailer for Call of Duty has mentioned something about PlayStation, or the exclusivity that they have with either Xbox or PS4 or PlayStation at the end of the trailers. There wasn't at all in this case. And there was actually like a weird blank space, honestly. Usually like where you see the DLC or something about the season pass at the end, there was just like this weird blank space next to the Call of Duty logo and the character. So I thought that was really interesting. Obviously they mentioned the private beta with no dates at the end, but definitely there is something going on in regards to PlayStation 4. They're going to be obviously hosting the esports sector of the game, but it's looking kind of weird. There might, and here's my speculation, there might not actually be any season pass or DLC. DLC might be entirely free this year, and I would really like to see that, but that's just speculation. That's just me guessing, because we didn't really see anything. There's no word of a season pass or all these, different weird things about the PlayStation exclusivity and stuff like that. It's looking like the DLC just might be free. Like new maps might just be free. Season pass might be gone. Or they might be doing it differently or something. That is a very interesting thing, and I would definitely keep my eyes peeled on what's to come. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I hope you're as excited about Black Ops 4 as I am. Make sure to smash that like button if you are excited for Black Ops 4. Subscribe to Carnage Clan if you are new. Make sure to follow us over on the Carnage Clan Twitter, and obviously follow Charlie Intel as well. A lot of the information is really condensed and well written over on their site, so go check that out. I'll leave some of the related articles down in the description below. Hope you're having a fantastic day, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. There's gonna be multiple videos today, by the way, so look out.